Reacher Season 3 is over, but this dark psychological thriller can help fill the void. The third season of Prime Video's hit series Reacher has come to an action-packed end. The Alan Ritchson-led series may have just ended arguably its best season yet, leaving viewers with a terrible void for another morally gray investigator. And in this hole in viewers' hearts, this tormented BBC One series starring Idris Elba could offer a worthwhile addiction. Meet Luther. Luther stars Idris Elba as the brilliant but seriously flawed detective John Luther. Tracking down dangerous and disturbed criminals by day is just a part of the trauma that haunts John's waking hours. With his personal life in shambles and an ex-wife who is ready to move on, John finds his life thrown into an unexpected spin when a murderous psychopath Ruth Wilson begins to take a special interest in him. A smart and twisted psychological drama, Luther is a dark and thrilling series that is not to be missed. Luther is a surprising, intense, and addicting series that makes for a great binge watch. Although the show is a police procedural, it is more directly a character study of a police detective who finds himself consumed and, in some ways, overcome by the evil he touches. Idris Elba is perfect as the faulted but dedicated detective. The actor in this role of Luther is intense, engaging, and, even in his most morally conflicted moments, relentlessly compelling. If you think that sounds like a certain action hero on Prime Video, you aren't wrong. Eamon Jacobs of Flickering Myth says of the actor, Idris Elba is once again on fire as the hardened detective, while Tim Goodman of The Hollywood Reporter praised, Idris Elba continues to be fantastic at every step. Alongside Elba, Ruth Wilson is magnetic as Alice Morgan. A murderer who grows intrigued by Luther, Alice is fiendishly clever and coldly sadistic as the pair begin a cat-and-mouse relationship where the detective may well be the mouse. Elba and Wilson's chemistry is dynamic. Their storyline and character arcs offer a refreshing change in the genre, which makes every scene with the pair interesting. While there are great swaths of the series where Wilson's Morgan is absent, the relationship remains one of the most memorable aspects of Luther. Written by series creator Neil Cross, the show was produced by the BBC and was inspired by previous famous detectives Sherlock Holmes and Columbo. Luther ran for 5 seasons for a total of 20 episodes. Luther is available to stream on a number of paid subscription services, including Hulu, Disney+, and BritBox. Perhaps more enticingly, the series is also available to stream for free on Pluto TV. Luther ran between 2010 to 2019 for a total of 5 seasons on BBC One. Years after the series' end, a full-length film titled Luther, The Fallen Sun was released in a limited run in theaters on February 24, 2023, before later moving to Netflix, where it is now available to watch. Throughout its run, Luther managed to stack up quite a number of awards and nominations. The series received recognition at several international awards for everything from writing, music, and sound to Best TV Villain Ruth Wilson and Best Series. Elba saw himself frequently nominated in the Best Actor category at the BET Awards, BAFTAs, Emmys, Golden Globes, as well as other programs. Among his wins, Elba nabbed the prize a total of 7 times, including at the Screen Actors Guild 2015, Critics' Choice 2015, and NAACP Image Award 2011-2014. The series as a whole also won the Royal Television Society Award for Best Drama in 2012. As the credits rolled on the highly anticipated Season 3 of Reacher, fans found themselves torn between satisfaction and longing. The iconic Jack Reacher, portrayed by Alan Ritchson, had once again delivered an action-packed journey that saw him tackling dangerous foes, unearthing dark secrets, and seeking justice in his own unrelenting way. But now, with the season wrapped up, many are left wondering how to fill that void until Reacher returns to the screen. For fans of gripping psychological tension, dark themes, and characters that linger long after the credits roll, there's a show that can fill that void, one that delivers not just physical confrontations, but a deep dive into the human psyche and the consequences of secrets and lies. Enter Mindhunter, a series that, like Reacher, thrives on atmosphere, suspense, and a heavy sense of anticipation. It's a series that offers a chilling, cerebral experience that will hold your attention long after you've turned off the screen. A shift from physical to psychological action, while Reacher focuses on a former military police officer, who uses his imposing size, combat skills, and unshakable moral code to take down criminals, Mindhunter shifts the action from the physical to the psychological. Set in the late 1970s and based on real events, Mindhunter follows two FBI agents, Holden Ford and Bill Tench, as they interview incarcerated serial killers in an attempt to understand the psychology behind their heinous crimes. The series is a slow burn, dripping with tension and creating a sense of dread that builds episode by episode. Reacher fans are used to Jack's straightforward, hard-hitting approach to justice. However, the pace of Mindhunter challenges this, opting instead for a more methodical and investigative approach to uncovering evil. What makes Mindhunter so compelling is the stark contrast between the outwardly calm, composed demeanor of the agents and the twisted monsters they seek to understand. It's a show that delves into the darkest corners of the human mind, and much like Reacher, it leaves viewers with a sense of unease long after the episode has ended. Dark minds and the monsters within. A central element that links both Reacher and Mindhunter is the idea of confronting evil. Jack Reacher is a man of action, relentlessly pursuing justice in a world where moral ambiguity often reigns. His enemies are tangible, corrupt officials, violent criminals, and shadowy organizations. But in Mindhunter, evil is more abstract, lurking in the psychological profiles of real-life serial killers such as Edmund Kemper, Richard Speck, and Jerry Brudos. The FBI agents don't simply confront violence. They confront the human psyche at its most disturbed and depraved. The psychological depth in Mindhunter is what makes it so haunting, much like the mysteries Jack Reacher uncovers. While Reacher's foes are often criminals hiding behind facades of normalcy, Mindhunter presents monsters who are far more sinister. They are individuals whose outwardly normal personas mask a complete disconnection from humanity. In many ways, it's these subtle moments of unease, where a seemingly regular conversation with a killer reveals horrifying truths that resonate deeply, much like the undercurrent of violence that lies beneath every mission Reacher undertakes. The show's masterful pacing. While Reacher delivers an action-packed thrill ride, Mindhunter offers a more measured, deliberate pacing that slowly builds tension. It's a show that thrives on atmosphere, allowing the viewer to sit with the discomfort of understanding just how broken and dangerous these criminals truly are. The series spends episodes developing its characters and slowly teasing out the details of their interviews with the killers, often leaving the most disturbing moments for later in the series. It's a show where the real terror lies not in what is directly shown, but in what's implied. Similarly, while Reacher is high-octane, there are moments where the tension mounts in subtle, quieter ways. Jack Reacher may be a man of action, but the show also allows for quieter, more contemplative moments as he investigates crimes or interacts with those around him. The balance of physical action and cerebral investigation in Reacher might make for a smoother transition for fans of the series to dive into Mindhunter, a show that also requires viewers to pay close attention to its layered subtext. The characters at the core of it all. Another common thread between both shows is their compelling, complex protagonists. Jack Reacher, while stoic and mysterious, is a man driven by a strong moral compass. He has a code, and it's one that dictates his every move. His quest for justice is always rooted in protecting the innocent and punishing the guilty, with no tolerance for corruption or abuse. In Tool,